Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Now we are moving to the next part of this. Let's learn. That is writing, based on the writing. An essay is a short piece of writing that is written from a personal point of view. Here we are going to talk about the essay writing. In this writing skill, we'll do the discussion over the essay writing. And whenever we are writing essay, it's a short piece of writing and which is written from a personal point of view, personal opinion we can say. It is totally based on one's perception. In order to present the writer's opinion, argument or research on a particular topic. In order to present the writer's opinion, argument or research on a particular topic. So, here when you are writing an essay, that is totally based on the viewpoint, ideas or your own thoughts or beliefs. Clear? There are mainly 4 kinds of essays that we have to discuss here. The one are descriptive one. These are the essays that describe everything in detail. In detail, you people are going to get the things. Using a multitude of adjectives, usually appealing to the reader's sense. And these essays are there, the descriptive one where all the detailings are given, and they are using the different adjectives which are helping in dealing with or appealing to the reader's senses. Narrative one, these usually relate an event in chronological order. In the sequence, sort of sequencing is given here, where you are narrating a sequence of happening that may be true or imagined one. So, here it can be in the both way, imagined one or the real one, where you are following some sequencing, where you are giving some chronological order. Then the third one is expository. These essays are written when the intention to inform and elucidate and sometime to persuade. When you would like to give some information, you would like to convey something to someone, and elucidate, you need to explain, and sometime to persuade the readers. At that time you can use this type. The next kind or the next type of essay writing we can say the argumentative. It explains a proposition, supporting it with examples and tries to anticipate and overcome objections that the opposition may raise. So, here this is in the form of the argumentative one, where you are talking about the discussion over the different issues, different topics here. The structure of an essay, if we talk about it, is totally fixed. It has 3 main parts. Whenever you are writing essay, as we have seen in the case of report writing also, the main 3 parts were there. Same way here also an introduction will be there. Usually one paragraph is going to be that. The body with all the explanation along with the supporting paragraphs can be there, and a conclusion. Again the 1 paragraph. So, the first paragraph your intro, then the last paragraph that you are taking, in between you are taking the different sub paragraphs which are giving you the details, and the last paragraph if we talk about is going to be your conclusion here. Clear? So, these were the things that we have discussed, the types of the paragraph, the types of the essay we have discussed here. Now we will discuss about the different points that we have to remember while we are writing an essay. And after that we are going to take some samples of these essay writings. So, the first point that we need to keep in mind while we are starting with writing an essay, that is research and brainstorms for ideas. That research and brainstorm, if we talk about, is related to that what different ideas or viewpoints you are going to include in that. The points, what kind of points you are going to mention in your essay based on the topic that has been given to you or you have selected for an essay writing. So, here you have to jot down all the ideas that come to your mind. So, in the key form, what you can do, you can jot down all the points and then you have to frame it into the sentences as per the requirement in your essay writing. Then outlining. Here if we talk about outlining, we need to identify 2 or 3 main ideas that we have to include in our essay writing. And related to that, we have to think of the different examples also, because if different examples will be there, then it will be more relevant, or it will be more understanding to you, that it can help you to support your main ideas. So the examples that you are going to take must be relevant to your main ideas that you have selected for your essay writing. Then writing the first draft. This is also one of the important part of writing an essay. This first paragraph is going to be your introductory paragraph, and that introductory paragraph must reveal that what particular topic you have selected for your essay writing. Write the body paragraph using the outline as a guide, and the main content of the paragraph that you are going to write, you have to keep in your mind the main outline, that what is the main theme or the main idea of your essay writing. Last paragraph is going to be a summary of your essay, or that we call as the concluding paragraph. Here, that is the briefing, you can mention here the briefing of your essay that you have mentioned, or including all the ideas, details and all. And finally, in the last paragraph, what you are doing, you are just concluding it or summarizing the same. So here we have already discussed earlier also that first paragraph is very important, where you are giving the intro and the concluding paragraph. In between, how many paragraphs in between, whatever the paragraphs you are going to take, you have to give the details over there and the different examples you need to use. Then revising and editing. That is another one of the important part. Although we have done the essay, but the main part is left, that is you are revising what you have written. Have you written all the relevant or the significant points in that particular essay or not? And then you have to do the editing of the essay. Sometimes it happens that something extra you have written, or something insignificant or which is not matching with your main idea. So that revising and editing is also one of the important aspect of your essay writing. So here you have to read your essay carefully. After finishing that, you need to read your essay carefully. You need to check for the grammar and the mistakes in spellings. It happens when you are writing in the flow, the chances can occur that different mistakes can be there, the grammatical mistakes or the spelling error. So you have to keep check over that also. Here, now we are going to take the samples of the essay. Here we can say the title is given, the heading of the essay is given, that is reading opens new vistas to the mind. So this is the heading. Always the heading and the title that you are selecting must be attractive one, or the catchy title you have to select according to the topic you have taken. Then in the first paragraph, this is going to be your intro. Rest of the paragraphs will be the description, and the final one is going to be the conclusion or the summary or briefing of the whole essay. Here we can see that we have all heard the saying, reading makes a man perfect. If you ask me, it is not being perfect that is desired here, reading is. Those who read know the joys of reading cannot be compared with any other joy. So this was a very concise intro given related to the reading, and here you can see one phrase has been used. Same way you can also start your essay with any slogan or any of the phrase relevant to the particular topic. Here, after this intro, here we are getting the idea that what the essay is going to be about. Now, here they are starting with the description of the essay. The realization that reading opens the mind begins to dawn on us fairly early in life. Some of us do better even when we appear to come from similar school and study the same subject. Some of us expresses ourselves better than others in our class or of our age group. This has little to do with being intelligent and more to do with developing that intelligence by reading. So here we can say that description given with the help of examples here. Here different examples has been used. Here also the description they have given. So they have mentioned here those who read find it easier to take decision or to express opinions. This is because reading opens our minds and gives us the confidence to voice our thoughts as we get to know how other people think. The vistas of our mind are opened to events, people and lifestyles. We can analyze their mistakes and learn from them. We can improve our present by reading what the future might demand. The more we read, the more we come to form ideas and opinion. Here, this third paragraph was also the description. The second and the third paragraph both used for the description where the detailing given and how the different points has been used to just match with the how different points has been used to match with the given topic with the help of the example. Now the last paragraph of this essay we talk about, we can say this is going to be our conclusion, the briefing of the whole essay that we have written. The best part about reading is nobody can force you to become a reader. They can only tell you to read, and whether you are really reading or not, only you know the best. If you are only pretending to read, you are fooling no one but yourself, and the saddest part is you are completely missing out on the tremendous varieties of joy and knowledge that only reading can bring. So, if we talk about the conclusion of this essay, they have presented that what knowledge and joy that we are going to get from the reading, nobody else can provide us. So, here that concluding part is also done. So, hopefully it is clear to each and everyone that how you have to continue with your essay writing. The first paragraph is going to be your intro and the last paragraph is going to be your concluding part. The most important thing is that the in between paragraphs or the body of your essay writing that you are going to frame. In that, different examples must be there in your mind and different examples must be there and different points or other sources you have to refer for getting the idea for writing the content of your essay writing. Clear? Now we are moving to the questions based on this writing skills, essay writing. Here, let's practice writing. Write an essay on the following proverbs. A few proverbs they have given to you and you are supposed to start with the essay writing on the same. The first one, necessity is the mother of invention. So, here we are getting that what is the meaning of this. Now we have to start with that. But before starting with the same, just think of the main idea or the theme that you have to take. It is already given from there, but how you are going to present, how you are going to, any phrase you have to use or any other slogan relevant to that you have to use, so that you have to decide. Then you have to think of the different examples to match with the given topic and different points you need to, relevant point you need to jot down, you need to mention in the form of keywords so that it can help you out to frame it into the different sentences. Clear? So here if we talk about, the topic is given necessity is the mother of invention. In the same way we can continue with the essay. Here we can say it is a well-known proverb implies that, which indicates that one who is left with no other option but to complete a certain task or any sort of work, live through a certain situation, then they manage to do so by any reason. Means sometime it happens when you are in need and you require something, then only the inventions take place. So, this is the intro. You can start or you can give the intro like that. After that, the detailings and all the things you have to mention, different examples you will give. Then you can say that all the discoveries or inventions if we talk about were done just because of the necessity of human beings. And because it requirements was there, that's why all these discoveries or inventions took place and which resulted in the betterment of the human beings. Or also we can also say that it also led to the development of the human beings. So, finally it led to the development of society also. So these inventions or the discoveries or all such kind of research that are going on, actually these are the need of the hour. And somewhere it is also giving us the indication that these human beings are capable of achieving anything. Because of these inventions, we can say that what different sort of inventions they have done, from taking, if we take the example of the bulb, mobile phones and all. So all these are the things which are actually the necessity, which gave the thought, or it arised the thoughts in the mind of the people that this sort of things are required. And when they were in the need of that, they actually created the same with their innovative ideas. Then in the concluding part, what we can mention here, just to conclude it, that this is one of the proverbs that we are hearing from our childhood, and that we have to take in the positive way, not in the negative way. It is something which is helping us to get the motivation, to create something. So that can be your concluding part, where you are just going to do the briefing of that how necessity is the mother of invention, how it is helping us to create new and the innovative things, and just using our different or the new innovative ideas to create something. Clear? Then the second example, the second example that we are taking here, the second question that they have given here, all that glitters is not gold. So here also, that is also very famous proverb is, here all that glitters is not gold, means something which is visible to you is not the reality. So based on that, you have to start with your essay. Here you can also mention that sometime it happened, the humans also will talk about, they are looking something else, but in reality they are totally different. So this kind of thing can be applicable to human beings also, and sometimes due to that temptation or the wrong perception, many of the people are getting trapped in such kind of problems. So here we have to just, whatever the examples we are taking here, the different points we are taking here, we have to match with the given proverb only. Here even you can give the example of any real life example also can be given here, where you can mention that what kind of incident took place when one was just falsed by the, you can mention here that how people are being trapped when they are, or they are deceived when they are falsed by the, or here we can mention when they are not able to get to know about the reality of the other people. Because here we can talk about the people are just trying to pretend something else, in actual what they are not, and which is creating the problems for the society. So in this way we can take the different examples also, any other example that you might have heard, or based on your imagination also it can be taken, just to match with the given topic. And then as the concluding part, you can mention that we have to be more cautious about that. We should not take all the things as a glittering things as the gold only. We should use our common sense, we should use our own viewpoint or the perception, our own sixth sense we have to take care of, and where we can, based on that we can decide whether the things are real or not. So all these points you can mention in this second topic. But each and everything, the example that you are giving there must be in detail. The descriptive paragraphs, the second, third and fourth, whatever the in between paragraphs you are taking, that must be the descriptive one. More and more examples plus the points should be used there, relevant one. Now we are going to take the another question based on the same essay writing. Here they have asked you to write an essay in about 200 to 250 words on each of the following topics. First one, waiting at the railway station. So while you are going to start with the intro of that, the topic you have got, you are waiting at the railway station. So here you just have to imagine all the things, like when you are waiting at the railway station, what are the different things going on, what is your observation. So your observation being at railway station is going to play an important role in that. Although if you have never visited to that, so you have to start or work on your imagination here. That is going to help you out to frame your essay here, or just to proceed with the relevant points related to the given topic. Intro you can give that railway station is a very crowded place and all these kind of thing you can mention in the beginning. Then you will start with the things you are able to observe around you when you are waiting for something, or you can mention that you were supposed to go and the train got delayed and such kind of thing. But the main theme will be what are the things you observed, what kind of movement was taking place, what kind of different objects were available at railway stations. So you have to mention all with the help of example and what you are learning out of that. Sometimes it happens when you are observing the thing, when you are observing the people or their movement, something we are going to learn. So all those points can be mentioned here. Then finally you are going to conclude it that what actually happened and what you did at last. You were waiting over there or your train arrived or anything, whatever you would like to conclude at the end, it's up to you that how you are going to finish with that. So that finishing must be there after giving the description and all. The final paragraph, the last paragraph that you are going to include in your essay writing must have the conclusion part. Okay. Then the second topic they have given a day at a television studio. So firstly you can, firstly in the intro you can give the details about that what actually the television studio is. What actually the television studio is, where you can mention that it is an installation room in which video production takes place, and that is either for recording of live telecast or for the acquisition of raw footage. So that is the description or the intro you are going to give about the television studio. Then you will share your own experience here, that what kind of experience you had when you reached there. You were surprised to see the different objects present at television studio, how the recordings were going on. So all these kind of things you can mention. Then finally at the end you can mention that it was your turn now to record the same or shoot for the same. So that is going to be as the concluding part. The third one, preparing for board examination. So in the beginning, firstly, the intro will be given related to the board examination, that what are board examination and what kind of thoughts are there related to these board exams. Then you will continue with the description that when you were preparing, so what kind of different problems you faced, or even you can mention about the different strategies you planned to proceed with your preparation of board examination. So all these things can be mentioned in that. Clear? Finally, you will mention that now tomorrow I have first exam of board, or whatever the way you would like to finish with that, that is going to be a concluding paragraph, where you can mention that what kind of feelings I have, anxiety is there, whether I'm very nervous or very excited. So all those things are going to be in the concluding part of your essay writing. The next one, if we talk about, is given life without cell phones. So here in the intro, what you are going to mention, that we in the society, in today's society, it is quite impossible to think to live without cell phones, because we all are so much addicted to these devices and we are totally dependent on these communication devices for contacting each other or interacting with each other. So you have to mention that what kind of problems can occur if the life is going to be without cell phone, that how the people going to be. Here you have to mention that how different business, if we talk about, or different activities are connected with these cell phones nowadays, and in the absence of that, what is going to be the impact. You have to mention the impact of absence of these cell phones and what are the positive point if the cell phones are there with the people. So you have to mention about that. So finally you will mention that although some negative point, we have seen the negative impact of cell phone, we have seen on young children or other group also, but ultimately we talk about benefits we have, or whatever the way you would like to convey. Here it's up to you whether you want to, because life without cell phone, it is a simple topic given to you, it's up to you how you are going to present it, whether you are going to take it in the positive way, that life without cell phone is going to be the more interesting and adventurous as it used to be earlier, okay, or now it is easy, or it is helpful and different advantages we are getting out of that. So it's up to you how you are going to proceed with that, whether you want to keep more focus on the positivity of that or negativity. Clear? So that is up to you. So hopefully all these 4 topics are clear to each and everyone. The same way you just have to proceed with the essay writing. But don't forget to mention about the introductory paragraph and the concluding paragraph. In between the paragraph, detailings and examples will be given. Now we are going to start with the another part of this unit 3, that is let's learn writing. So it is based on the writing skills, the topic that we are going to take. You might have heard of the invitation. What is invitation? Any idea? Yes, that is the formal sort of writing skills if we include in. Invitation is something when you are writing to someone to invite for the particular occasion. Here you might have seen the different wedding cards or other birthday invitations and different kind of invitation cards. So invitation, if we talk about, is one of the formal way to communicate. So it is a form of communication and it can be formal or informal when you are talking about. So now we are going to take here, let's learn writing skills. In this we are going to take today invitation as your topic. You must be knowing what is invitation. Invitation, if we talk about, is to invite someone or the number of people. Okay, you might have seen the different wedding cards or birthday cards, birthday invitation cards, especially if we talk about when you are inviting someone or some other occasion, you are just inviting the people. So how you are going to communicate with them? So that is being done through the invitation. And if we talk about, it is an important form of communication through which you are able to communicate with the people, conveying them that what actually you want, for what purpose you are inviting them. Clear? These invitations can be of 2 types, formal and informal. The formal invitation, if we talk about, the formal and informal. Informal invitations are sent for a gathering with just a few people. There are not large number of people you are going to include, but the main people, your relatives could be there, your close friends can be there, or your family members. So these are written like the personal letters. The personal letters, like you are inviting someone and you are just asking them to be the part of your occasion or your birthday party. So that is in the same form. Formal invitations are for the events where a large number of people are being invited, and in most cases cards are printed. For example, wedding or reception. These are few occasions where you are just using these invitations. Formal invitation. See, when you have to invite large number of people, and this according to that only you are just printing the large number of cards. So we saw the difference between the formal and informal. Formal to your relatives, close friends, known people, those who are very close to you. Formal invitation can be for the large number of people if you would like to invite them. We are going to look for different samples of these invitations, a formal, and the acceptance and refusal replies also that are given in the next slide. Note that every invitation has the following information. Every invitation has the following information. If we talking about invitation, definitely some format must be followed, because if formal invitation is going to be there, so different format you have to follow for that. And while you are getting the invitation, at that time you have to reply also. So that reply either can be your acceptance or your refusal. Either you are going to accept the particular invitation sent to you, or you have to refuse that. So both are the cases where you could, how you could reply to the particular invitation. Few points are there that we are going to discuss now. The name of the host and the hostess, those who are going to organize, the organizers also we can mention here, is mentioned right at the beginning. In the beginning itself it is given. The host and the hostess, those who have organized the event and who are going to invite you. Then the occasion and any other necessary information should be stated at the outset. After that, you have to mention why they are inviting you. So you need to mention about the occasion or the event for which they have written this invitation, or any other necessary details related to that can be added in the same. Then comes the day, date, time, venue. It must be clearly mentioned. Any of the example of the wedding card if we talk about, you must have seen the different, these all things are clearly mentioned in that. When, what is the date of the wedding, what is the day of the wedding date, what is the timing, as well as the venue where you have to reach. And sometime even nowadays if we talk about, the map is also given along with that, so that those who are receiving the invitation, they are not facing any sort of problem. So these are the very important details of the invitations. None of that you have to miss while you are writing an invitation. Then you can mention the name of the chief guest or the special guest if any. Along with that, along with all these details, what is also the attraction point for your invitation card? That is the name of the chief guest or any special person that you have called to be the part at your event. So that also can be highlighted. This name of the chief guest can be the highlighted. Then RSVP has to be mentioned in the bottom left hand corner. Those who are the other family members of that particular occasion or other people attached with that particular event or the occasion, the name can be mentioned. Then special notes may be given in very small letters at the bottom, like it is necessary to come or we would be waiting for you. So these kind of taglines you can mention. These taglines can be given at the bottom of your invitation. So hopefully all the points are clear. What are the different things you need to include? The format is the same, that you have to follow all these things, and most of the time it should be in the sequence. As we have done the discussion of that, it should be in the sequence. Like firstly you are going to mention the name of the host and the hostess, then you are going to mention about the occasion. After that you will mention about these details related to date, day, venue and the time. Then you have to mention the name of the chief guest, that who is going to be present there on that particular day. Then the RSVP, the other family members, the other organization member you have to mention there. And finally, you have to mention any tagline if you would like to add on. So that is the additional one, not necessarily all the time you have to mention that, you can. Okay? Now let's look at the examples of invitation. Here we can say this is one of the sample of the formal invitation. Mr. and Mrs. Jayanti Tuku, that is the name of the host and the hostess. This name is given. Then what they have written the introductory line here, that cordially invite you with family on the occasion of farewell dinner party for their daughter Anguka Tuku, to give her your blessings as she lives to continue her academic journey at Oxford University. Then this is the detailings you have given, why you are inviting the people. Then this is day mentioned, this is the date, on Saturday 9th November 2018, between this is the time given, and at their residence. So this is going to be the venue. Here, then Purana Bazaar, Dimapur, the address they have given. RSVP, here either if you would like to mention the name of the family member, other family members, it can be written, otherwise the contact number is given here, so that will also work. So this was the format, and the another most important part is enclosing it in box. That box must be there. Whenever you are writing the invitation, make sure that after writing all the details, and you can see here indentation also. Indentation or the spacing we can call it, the spacing or the indentation you need to take care. All the things must be at the center. Center alignment you have to do. Here center alignment will go, but here RSVP will be written at the extreme left hand side at the end, or sometime with best wishes or with compliments if you are writing, that should be written this side. Here, right hand side extreme, extreme right hand side at the end if you are mentioning that. So hopefully the format of this formal invitation is clear to each and everyone. You have to note down that the format of formal invitation is fixed. Here, all the things that we have already seen in the sample, we are going to discuss here in the points what you have to follow. Few more things are there. The important points we have seen, the name of the host, hostess, the event we have to mention, then we have to mention about the day, date, timing and the venue. After that, if any chief guest is there, we have to mention about that. But few more things are there that how you are going to make your formal invitation more attractive. So we'll talk about that. Draw a box around the invitation. That also we have discussed. It is one of the part of the format of formal invitation. Clear? Vary the font size and style of the important pieces of information. So, in the previous example also we saw the name of the host and hostess. After that the name of the daughter. It was little bit highlighted one. The different font size and the font styles can be used. Clear? Each new piece of information must be presented in a new line. If you are starting with the day, date, timing, that should be started in the next line. If you are mentioning about the chief guest, that also should be started from the new line. So that you have to take care of whenever you are starting with a new piece of information that you have to add on in your invitation must be started with the new line. Then line should be centered align. That also we have discussed and we have already seen in the example that how it was given in the centered align, except RSVP that should be near the bottom left. The chief guest name must be followed by his or her designation. Clear? Like if you are inviting someone, the secretary or the president of something, so president, the designation will be, for example, if you are inviting someone, the name of the person will be there and that will be followed by his or her designation. The president or secretary, whatever you would like to mention, the Bollywood actor or actress, so that must be given just below the name. So hopefully all these points are clear that we have to include as a part of the format of formal invitation only. This was the invitation we have taken. Now we are going to discuss about the reply. Clear? Because whenever you are getting an invitation, you must be aware that either you have to accept that or you have to refuse that. So in both the cases, you have to write a reply. So we'll discuss about that reply only. We are going to discuss about that reply only. So let's move to that. That is a sample of formal reply where you are going to accept, where you are going to be ready to be the part of the particular occasion or the event that has been given to you for invitation. Here Mr. and Mrs. Dave Matthews thank Mr. and Mrs. Tuku for their kind invitation to their daughter's farewell dinner party on 9th November at their residence. So here those who are going to accept that invitation, they have to thank the host and the hostess for the particular occasion. You have to mention that and the time and the date you can mention on which particular date you are going to be there at their residence. They have great pleasure in accepting the invitation. And then it is to be written in the third person. Here. Golaghat Road, Dimapur, 15 September 2018, and the date will be mentioned, the place will be written here. So this is the format of formal reply when you are going to accept the invitation given to you. The another formal reply will see that is going to be of refusal. Formal reply where you are going to refuse, you are not able to be the part of that particular occasion or the event. So Mr. and Mrs. Su thank Mr. and Mrs. Tuku for their kind invitation to their daughter's farewell dinner party on 9th November. Till here, firstly you have to be thankful to them. Clear? Whether you are going or not, that will come later, but in the beginning always you have to show, you have to be thankful. You have to show that you are very thankful to be invited for the particular occasion. Then you have written, but regret that they will not be able to attend as there is a wedding in the family that day. They wish the young traveller joy and success on her new journey. New Colony, Dimapur, and the date will be written. So that is also, you have seen that it is to be written in third person. Clear? The name of the person, the one those who are going to refuse, is given in the beginning itself, but it should be written in the third person, and then address and the date will be mentioned. So that is the format of reply, formal reply that you are giving. Either you are going to give it the acceptance, either you are giving your acceptance or you are going to refuse that. So for that also we have seen that particular format they have followed for formal reply. The details will be there and the address and all, and it must be in the within the box. So let's look at the different points related to the formal reply. The format of the reply to a formal invitation is fixed. Clear? Here draw a box around the reply, that is very important, and at the end, always suggested that at the end when you are done with your content part, your body of the invitation is done, then only you have to enclose that box. In the beginning you can frame it and then you can start writing, but never enclosed it in the beginning itself, because sometimes it can be too clumsy. Sometimes you have to add on other point and space you are not getting. So it should be neat and clean, very well, because this is in the form of letter sort of when you are giving the reply. So it should be neat and clean and proper format, and the sequencing you have to follow. Formal replies are written in the third person. That also we have seen that always the reply that you are going to give for invitation, that must be written in the third person. Always thank the host for the invitation first, and in the beginning, always when you are going to accept that or refuse that, always you have to continue with the thanking the host for their invitation, and then you will proceed whether you are going to accept that or you are not able to attend that. Clear? Then mention the name of the host or the hostess and the occasion, whether accepting or declining. So then only you are going to proceed with that. You have to even mention the name of the host and the hostess also for inviting those who have invited you. When declining, whenever you are going to decline for any invitation, remember to add a line sending best wishes or the congratulations. So this is very important part. Whenever you are going to refuse, obviously you are not going to be the part of that occasion or the particular event, but what you have to give at the end, you have to give your best wishes or you have to congratulate them or the one related to that, one related to whom the occasion has been organized. Clear? So that is also one of the important part. No subscription is required at the end of a formal reply. There is no need to mention your signature, name or anything like that. Only the place and the date can be mentioned. So that is the proper format that you have to follow while you are writing reply to the invitation, reply to the formal invitation, both in the case whether it is going to be the acceptance or it is going to be the refusal. Proper format you have to follow.